What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AVD back again with another video. And we had to do this video today. I just saw this clip from your boy DeMar DeRozan, and it was so good. It was so good. I went and I got this old faithful here. It's this hat that say, "I told you so." Because if you've been around the baller verse for a minute, you remember a time when that boy Lonzo was lighting things up with them Chicago Bulls. And there was some folks in the baller verse who was like, that boy Lonzo was a very vital key cog in the wheel that makes that team go. And there were some other folks in the ballerverse who said, man, they could do that without Lonzo. They got Caruso, they got Kobe White, all hoopers. But trying so hard to discredit my dog Lonzo. And I'm talking about debates after debates after debates. If I was really the petty type, I would go back and I would find these live streams and pull them up. I'm not going to do that because we're going to be positive today. And the positivity always starts with these words. I told you so. I'm gonna pull up this clip. It's a DeMar DeRozan on the Run Your Race podcast, and he is talking about his time in Chicago. I'm gonna let DeMar do his thing.
You get to Chicago, Zach LaVine. You got was Kobe? Kobe got there your second year.
No, Kobe was there. Kobe was already there. Yeah.
Y'all were in the same spot every year.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all always had a chance to do more.
Yeah.
What is something that you, of course you wanted to do more, but like, what was missing, you thought?
Great question.
You know what's crazy? That first year in Chicago, we was number one seed.
Number one seed.
Me and Zach made All-Star.
All-Star.
We was hooping, killing.
Then
right after All-Star break, that's when Lonzo got hurt. His knee.
That hurt.
Can we stop right there? We was hooping, killing. 2 All-Stars on the squad. I see how you could be confused and think with 2 All-Stars, it don't matter who else you put around us, we gonna hoop. But after All-Star weekend, Lonzo get hurt. And what happens, DeMar?
That killed us. Like, that just took everything out of us because
hooping.
Lonzo put, like, when you talk about a piece that's missing for something and everything else right around it, Lonzo was that big piece of the puzzle that put everything together for all of us in.
Can I just talk to y'all about puzzles for a second? Because you could have a 5-piece puzzle. You could have a 20-piece puzzle. Shit, you could have a 5,000-piece puzzle. And you could have the box with the picture that the puzzle is supposed to create. But if you missing the large piece, if you missing them corners, it be throwing you off. If it's the one piece that kind of look like the color and it look like, and you can't figure out where it go, it throw you off. You could be having an MVP caliber season because my dog Debo, y'all didn't deserve him neither, was one of them ones at the time in the conversation for MVP. Not only was he an All-Star, but if you got 500-piece puzzle and you're missing 10 pieces, you can't solve the puzzle.
He made everything so easy, offensively, defensively. Like, coming from a point guard like Cal to playing with a point guard like Zoe wouldn't say a word, but he would do everything to the highest level. When before, I'm used to my point guard being the most vocal, saying this, talking to Zoe. Wouldn't say nothing, but he could dominate from every aspect of a game.
Yeah.
Debo, be careful because folks going to interpret that as you saying you rather play with Lonzo than your boy Kyle Lowry. I need some booms because this is where I would be
at the highest level. Defensively, Like I remember we was playing
I was playing so fast, bro.
fast. I'm talking about he seeing shit before it happened. I remember it was times. I remember we was playing the Knicks one time, and Randall Julius was killing us.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe was like, he just came to the host, said, I got Julius.
Okay.
I seen him like, I'm talking about chesting him up at the free throw line, stripping him. I'm like, this motherfucker, like, you know what I mean? This was the ultimate competitor, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just put it all together for us. So
I don't think y'all
Did
realize.
y'all know when he went down? Like,
yeah,
y'all don't realize how happy I am to hear him say this in this clip. Boy, I'm talking about debates 4 or 5 hours. We talking 3 hours in. Somebody joined talking about something. Come on, man.
bro. Yeah, we felt it because he was too dynamic to be replaced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was shooting the three at like 40%. Defensively, the things he do, obviously, is passing.
Y'all could switch everything.
Like,
Yeah,
you know
y'all
what I
had
mean?
to
Like, so when we lost him, it was tough. Like, but we had such a big cushion. Like, we was trying to figure it out. But by the time, playoff came around, and at that time too, Zach was dealing with his knee. His knee started bothering him. So, we dropped to 6, and that's when we had to play Milwaukee the first round. But those next couple of years, it was tough because Zach was in and out the lineup. Then Zoe was out those next couple of years, and it was just rough. It was rough, but we was trying to compete. You know what I mean, as best as we could.
For sure. And then the thing was, for me, everyone remembers how great y'all looked with Zoe on the floor, and it was just like, it was kind of like would you say it was more of a, not cloud, but like a anticipation, like when Zoe coming back?
Yeah, because at first, when it happened.
Here's what I want to say, because he said everybody remember how good y'all look. And I don't want, like I said, this is a positive video because I told you so. But folks didn't remember. And I really want to say that if you look back at yourself on a personal reflection at that time, and you can remember that you couldn't see it, I want you to challenge your own basketball knowledge, right? Because that's what they saying right now. They saying Zoe was so dynamic and good that it messed us up psychologically. And so if you at that time couldn't see it, I want you to reflect on where you was at mentally in that moment and do some soul searching.
Even when he went down and got hurt, we didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah.
Because, he still was playing. And I just remember, like, he would ice his knees. He'd do little stuff here and there. But we didn't think it was to that extent. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, well, we lost. We get Zoe back next year. We're going to be good.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like, damn. Like, damn, it's that bad. You know what I mean? And once we started to feel that, it kind of, like, deflated us, man. And it was tough. It was tough. It was tough because we just knew how great we was when we was healthy on the floor. And with him, you know what I mean?
Because you had Vooch, you had Kobe coming along. Like, talk about Kobe's development. God, man, that boy, that's a bad boy. Talk about shooting that ball.
Kobe deserved all his flowers. He listen, man, Kobe is a motherfucker, man. Every time I work out with Kobe, how hard he worked and how hard he wanted.
Kobe White, if you don't know.
It's not a surprise to me that, especially this year he just had.
Yeah.
Even a year before our last year together.
Yeah, this is what I was saying back then, because I told you so. It's not to discredit Caruso or Kobe White, who was on the squad at the time, right? But what I think that people couldn't see is that there's these different cogs in the wheel that make the whole machine run efficiently and effectively. And when you take one of those cogs out, especially a big piece, right, you lose a lot. And there was so much discussion around which cogs you didn't actually need to make the wheel go. And so people not realizing that, yes, you could take a cog out and the wheel or the machine still works, but it don't run as effectively, right? And so when your machine is not running as effectively, you go from having something that's giving you 60 miles per gallon to about 35. And 35 is still solid. But when you trying to go cross country and your pockets is thin, them 60 hit different. Them 60 hit different. Folks didn't see it.
How he's able to score, you know what I mean?
In bunches.
It's incredible, man. Obviously they got him for a steal with the contract they signed him with, but
they got him.
He's one of those dudes that should be making 150 easy. You know what I mean? He deserves it.
It's the best time of the year. It's conference championship time, and it's so better. Oh, you.
All right, that was a clip. All right, man. Get Kobe White his flowers. Get that whole Bulls team they flowers. I want to see if I can find. I'm not gonna be able to find on live streams without actually going through it. But I do remember at that time there was this clip from DeMar DeRozan in which he was talking about how they had a big four, and it was kind of giving praise way back then of how good they were as a team, and that was controversial because to the outside it was, yo, you and Zach is hooping, and he's like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. It's Zoe, Vucevic, and myself and Zach and me. That's really the ones putting this thing on. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see. I don't know if I will. I'm not gonna try to look too long. So if I don't get it, then you know what I mean, I ain't gonna hold y'all. But yeah, because this is way back 3 years ago, and they was hitting my boy Lonzo with the health and safety protocols, and that I remember that being the whole thing when they was really on to something, and they pulled him out for like a week or so, and they had to figure out, you know what I mean, why he wasn't playing. This around the time I went and pulled up at the LaMelo versus Lonzo game in Chicago the first time they did their thing. All right. I don't see it. Maybe I'll double back with one of those a little bit later. We'll talk about that. But that was dope to see. I feel like that's a lot of vindication for the Balliverse, because we was loving what was happening in Chicago, and it felt like when Lonzo got hurt initially, it was like an opportunity for the Chicago fans who didn't see how valuable Lonzo was to learn, okay, here's what's happening. And then when we found out how dire that injury was, it became like, actually, it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Bring my dog back. We don't need them to learn the ill in their ways. Oh, here we go. I found it.
Since about when you came into the league, the concept of a big three started getting popularized. And they've had them before, obviously, but is this what you were thinking of? Is this what it looks like?
I mean, yeah, you know, and it's crazy because we still missing another key part of, you know, a couple key parts to our team, but, you know, the other starter when it comes to Lonzo, you know, what he brings defensively and offensively to this team, you know, you almost got to stack it up almost as a four, big four, you know, coming out there. So, you know, the guys who needed to step up tonight, all the veteran guys, we carry their weight that we were supposed to do, and a lot of other guys contributed and helped.
I just want to point out, I don't want to stop him here, but I used to do this series called Body Language Don't Lie. And I don't know if we watched this or talked about it at that time, but you could see it in my dog eyes and face. He's sad. He's sad. Talking about Lonzo being out, missing him. The sadness on his face is real.
With this win.
But all right, that's what I wanted to take a look at, man. I told you so. And we had to get that off. It's your main man, AB the Hero. Appreciate y'all tapping in. We out. Peace.
And I'm hanging out with my dude, AB the Hero.
What's
when
up?
we getting it down in the Baller State, baby.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey, B, way to get out on the lane. How you get out on the lane?
What do you thought about that, Jay?
I like that. Yeah, I told you. He's a hustler for it.
Let's go. I'm out.
That's supposed to end.